Okay, welcome, lads. It's been a while from my side, and welcome back to essentially what is the same fucking videos that I've always done. And we're just gonna go over market outlook this week. I apologize for my absence. Markets have been boring. I've been boring, but well, I've been having a jolly fucking time. But it's time to head back. Time to make these videos on a weekly basis again, as promised to you guys. I apologize to everyone who messaged me for my absence. I have been having a good time and kind of waiting out the market, seeing where we want to go. It is time to just get back onto it, despite the market still being relatively boring. I think times are good, or good times rather, are around the corner, and I think helping you guys out, figuring out kind of, and helping myself out with any input from you guys, because you guys are great. We can kind of position ourselves correctly for the coming months, that we're gonna have some nice volatility again. Now we've seen some volatility recently too, but yeah. Either way, let's dive into it. So we're just gonna dive straight into the weekly chart here. It's just gonna be normal outlook, Bitcoin, ETH, and we'll dive in from there. So in terms of key levels overall, I'm just gonna apologies for that. In terms of key levels, I think the lowest level that we should pay attention to is going to be 43, and this is really a doomsday scenario where if we do see ourselves kind of dip very heavily and everyone's like, this is all over, this is really the line in the sand where I believe if we break under this, it is all over. If we still hold on to this, we still have this chance of chop above these levels. But of course, we really don't want to see that occur in the first place, right? In the first place, you want to stay above the secondary line in the sand, which is somewhere here about 47. And ultimately, anything above this 61 level would be the fucking most fantastic situation. But we've seen this dip below recently, where everybody was already like it's all over. But things are volatile. Things are, it's fucking crypto, and people keep forgetting that that's just how things go here. So at 51 or 52, whatever we were at here, people were fucking having mental breakdowns, and I was probably having a fucking margarita somewhere. So, yeah, just get used to it, I guess. So in terms of that, I think this level is very key. 43 is kind of the line in the sand for me, where I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a game, set, match for this cycle, essentially. Secondary level is going to be here at 52. This is a beautiful level. If we do dip below and we just want to see this kind of like channel continue, if we do come down here and we see 52, I'm not gonna cry. I would love to buy some more Bitcoin and just take yours. It doesn't quite matter. Not your guys's. You guys are well informed, of course, but take the rookies' Bitcoins. That is what it is, and that's going to be their problem, not mine. That's one level, and ultimately the three other levels that are going to be key here are going to stay at 61, 66, and 74 level, and it's kind of this range drawn out by these three blue lines. Those are kind of the key levels in terms of where we're playing at right now, and we can see that more clearly on the daily, where we can see that this 61 level has been absolutely fucking pivotal in every sense of the word. So this is the most interesting level, and has been for a long time, and we can see that here with a tap, kind of just like when we broke out, we saw this kind of pennant formation, right, where we just channeled into this and then broke out heavily into this middle of the range at 66, more or less 67, and then broke from there, resistance, broke up to the all-time high, tried to hold on to this, broke, retested. You can just see how perfectly it plays with that level. If you can't see that, just continue to fucking look at charts and draw some lines and see how it interplays with different levels, because theoretically you could put a line anywhere. You could say, look how perfectly it plays with that. You could draw a line here, and be like, oh, look how it played with that level. But simply the amount of tests, the amount of times to test that level, the way it interplays with it is super important. It's not going to be perfect, but you can see how perfect these three levels are, and if you don't have those drawn out on your chart, then you probably want to reassess what your chart looks like right now. So what have we seen here recently? So we've seen all these retests of this 66k level, slight deviation under, which is perfectly fine. That's just kind of going to wipe out these longs. You can see that with the bubble indicator, that a lot of things just have been wiped out here. Beautiful reclaim, retested the highs of the range essentially, and trying to hold on to that middle before we broke down, retest the middle from the bottom side, break down, holding on to the bottom, trying to recover, and a heavy breakdown from that bottom of the range. into this kind of depression zone where a bunch of liquidations occurred, and a recovery. So what am I looking at now? In terms of BTC, what you want to look at, in my opinion, is there's two things. I would love to see this actually retest the bottom of the range and properly re-establish this 61k level as the support level, like it has done since February, essentially, right? It's been this level, and now it's not proven that this level is once again the line in the sand for this range. That's kind of what I want to look at now, and I want to see it test that and prove that this range has been re-established, rather than just pop to the middle of this range, hover here, and very likely looks like a rejection here before we just break down. This would be worst case scenario, right, where this doesn't prove itself to be a worthy level anymore due to the past, or right, in light of the past it having been. There's a chance it isn't any longer, and there's a very high chance, and I think a higher chance, that it proves itself still to be that level that we hold on to. So that's the number one kind of key play I want to see here, where I'll be bidding into that 61k level for a proper retest again of that middle of the range, reclaim of the middle of the range, in which case I'll be adding top of the range, where I'll be waiting for it to actually break out, maybe take some partials if I see this actually break down again from that level, and continue to play the range as such. So that's kind of the game plan for now. In terms of where we're at right now, I would actually assess this as a potential level to hold, right? So we're actually playing with this mid-range level, and if you draw this out as, rather than a line, you draw it out as a order block, something like this. We're still rejecting off of it, but we're still flirting with it, right? You could argue that this entire level is still being, it's still upward structure we're holding, right? We're still holding those higher lows and higher highs continuously, right? We've held it since here, essentially. We've put in these initial highs, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and potentially higher lows, where this could be the deciding factor in holding that level. So that's kind of what I want to see here, and if that does break down, that's fine. We can hold on to this level here, kind of fill this FEG here, so this fair value gap here, and play with this 61k level, reclaim it, ultimately come back up here and touch the top of the range. Now again, that's the thing I just outlined, and I would love to see this hold this 67, 66k level, and of course just test this immediately. I am positioned for that currently, but I'm also not too risk on that where this occurs, alt positions get wiped out, I'm over leveraged and I get fucked, right? So it's playing both sides. It's an interesting market condition where we're in, and a lot of people are expecting September to be a great month, and in August we can continue to chill. So that's why this position, to assume this is what's going to happen, would be maybe a little bit lower, another wick under, reclaim this, and then come up here. That'd be perfectly fine by me as well, right? This would be perfectly fine. Some type of order block here, some type of long here, and I'll figure it out by then. This would be just a perfectly fine assessment of the market. Again, if we come down here, this is where I'll be playing. If we can hold on to this level, I'm perfectly positioned as well to play this breakout and potentially all-time highs if the market takes us by storm this year, and somehow it doesn't repeat every fucking other year as we've done in crypto continuously, right? So I'm positioned for both. I think you guys should be positioned for both, but that kind of summarizes Bitcoin for now, and we can look for all-time highs when the time is right. For the time being, it looks good for the time being, right? And ultimately, as a all-time high, I wouldn't mind seeing this eventually by the time it's September or something like this. Do this, fuck knows what, and break down. Now if it reaches 100k, I'm not sure. I'm expecting more like 82 to 90 something to be a nice level, but you can more or less understand where I'm headed with that. So Ethereum, essentially the same idea here. It's a bit rougher looking, and I haven't really charted BTC in a long time, so we can actually go about doing that now. I mean ETH, not BTC. I've charted BTC a whole lot. But we can reassess this ETH chart as we speak. So we can kind of go to the daily. Consider this bottom of range, right about here actually. This would be about top of the range. This would be about middle. That's kind of the range I'd be looking at. So now you can kind of see my live thought process of how I look at ranges. I think these are beautiful levels, right? And I'm just gonna shortly outline the reasons. So this is a monthly open here, with a monthly VWAP start. We also have a monthly VWAP finish. So this is the monthly VWAP kind of ended here. Yeah, so it's overall just like a nice monthly close level. Here's another monthly close at the same level. So this middle range is extremely strong for those reasons. Bottom range should be rather clear immediately, right? You have these order blocks, you have these general levels, you have this VRVP level here, VRVP level here, a bit higher middle of the range on the VRVP, but generally this level at 3.4 is just cleaner, and then 3.9-ish is just a nice top of the range with these two tests and kind of rejections here, wick above, right? So this is kind of a wick above, and these wicks above that keep getting rejected, top of the range. Very clean, very clear. And similarly to BTC, kind of the line in the sand is going to be down here at 2300, where if we come down here, we see something like this. This is where I would be kind of seeing, if we break down from here, I think it'd be pretty over, right? If we see ETH not bounce from that level in worst case scenario, that's pretty done, right? I could still see bull cycle essentially continuing or having a good bounce back if we come down here and then see something like this and then see the end, or possibly even something like this recovery. Now, don't mind this line, it's not going to be straight down, but you more or less understand the implications of what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, it's a pretty clean chart overall. I don't love it as much as I love BTC charts. It's not as clean, it's not as perfect, but yeah, so for now with ETH, same thing as BTC, essentially just more volatile, right? If we see this to the downside, I want to see this retest of 3K. I want to see it hold on to this. I want to see it come back up, reclaim this level, essentially using this as a breaker. I want to see it come into this level, hover into it, reclaim it, retest this, break through, and all-time highs we go, right? And if that's after this, right, so that's somewhere in September, if that then first this occurs, it's not the end of the world to me. This is the level I'd be looking to play, and I'd be more than happy to play it and accumulate positions in that level. So I think that really covers it for this week. I think it's a bit longer because I need to cover a lot of shit. I think I gave you a detailed overview of exactly what I'm looking at. Additionally, you got me live charting ETH on a short basis, but you kind of see more or less what I look like, or what I look at in short spurts. You can see more or less the most important things to me. And yeah, no, I love the charts, how they look. You know, some nice liquidations coming in here, little notification for whiff coming in, see what that's about in a second. And then you guys can expect some type of alt thing, or I will be looking to probably do some short courses again based on requests. I'll get on Twitter and you guys can follow me there. That'd be lovely. So again, I'm gonna just shill everything real quick here. Boomish.org, rather inactive right now, so don't be too keen on seeing what we publishing there, because we won't be publishing too much. Telegram trading alerts, that includes like gambles on Solana, etc. You can check those out. Be love to share you guys some things. I had the last play I had 50%, was literally today, 50% in the matter of 30 minutes. So, you know, play those, join there. Furthermore, there's going to be an actual trading channel. There is an actual trading channel where I share all my trades and share all my ideas, including all the video alerts. So that's going to be perfect for anybody who wants to actually educate themselves or know what's going on in the markets at all times and just kind of have a good overview of what's going to happen. Twitter, you know, it's going to be, I'm probably more active on there than I am on Telegram. You're going to get my daily good mornings, just some thoughts on journaling, on thoughts on how I'm looking at the markets, literally everything, just shit posting. So that's going to be just great for anybody. really anybody. There's not even anybody in specific. And finally, I would love for you guys to come over to WooX. It's a fucking fantastic exchange. It's literally changed the way I trade. It's so dynamic. It's so dynamic. I mean, by not dynamic, I mean the way in which you can create your own layouts. It's just perfect. It's fantastic. So use the link below just to support me. Sign up on WooX. That's about it. I appreciate you guys as always. Again, sorry for my absence, but we're back. We're back, baby.